Honestly, I really don't know how I feel talking about this because seeing it all over my For You page on TikTok, all these videos of people screaming and shouting and Travis Scott singing and all these conspiracy theories and everything, it really had me feeling sick to my stomach. I do want to put a trigger warning on this video because of some clips I might show might not be the best videos for people to see, and it's quite a sensitive topic. So as most of you may know, Travis Scott had an album called Astroworld, which he then named his festival after, which began on the 5th of November, and it was supposed to be for 2 days. Now this festival had 50,000 people attending it. Little for people to know that it might have been the deadliest festival in US history. Before Travis Scott even came on, there were concerns of overcrowding with people trying to sneak in and jumping over the gate. It was already bad right from the start. You just knew that day was not going to be a good day. And by 9:39 p.m, people were already starting to collapse. 9 p.m, people were collapsing. And it was said that the show actually got halted until Travis Scott decided that he still wants to keep performing and finish his set by 10:15 p.m. I don't want to get too much onto what I think about the situation just yet. I think we're going to talk about that more towards the end of the video, because there is a lot of different conspiracy theories and who is to blame for this situation. It was said that the concert still carried on an hour after people first started dropping, which shows that how many people must have been injured in that situation or injured right at the start, that had to hold out for that full hour until people started noticing something. All I could see on TikTok were a bunch of people shouting how to stop the concert. One woman and another lad jumped on top of this ladder to speak to this cameraman to tell him that he needs to stop recording. They need to sort something out. So many people were shown trying to stop this concert, but nothing was getting done about it.
Turn the lights on. Make some noise for my boy right there, hanging in the tree right there.
And there are videos swarming around that Travis Scott did do stuff. There's loads of people shouting here saying Travis Scott did nothing about the situation. He just stood there and carried on singing whilst it happened. But there are videos that show that he did stop the concert, and he did actually... I saw a video of him actually stopping and saying, look, there's security over there, can you go see that boy? He doesn't look too good. And he actually waited until security did something about this.
Somebody help him. Somebody pass out right here. Somebody pass out right here. No, don't touch him. Don't touch him. Everybody just back up. Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going. Just somebody jump in. Come on. Security, get it there. Let's get it there.
So he did stop the concert for a point in time to like look after some of these people. However, you'd think after it carried on happening, all these people falling around and the police coming through the crowd, that he would decide to stop the concert altogether, but he didn't. Very quickly after stopping, he'd start up again. He wanted this done. And the fact that he knows so much danger is happening, people are shouting to stop, yet he was still saying, everybody jump, shake the ground, these things like this, hyping people up, getting them going again. 2 people were actually seen, it must have been from his crew, talking to him on stage, and he very quickly almost swabbed him away and carried on saying that was when he said everybody shake the ground. Like, he wanted to hype people up. He completely didn't care what the people had to say about this concert. He wanted this concert to keep going. And actually, he went to an after party after the festival. I feel like there's so many contradictions to all these arguments right now. So many people are arguing that Travis Scott has to have complete blame over this, that there was so much wrong with it. He didn't stop when people were dying. He didn't stop when people were telling him to stop. He went to an after party afterwards. He didn't even care. But I feel like there's contradictions to that as well. The fact that there's videos swarming around that he did stop at certain times and like actually wait for the people to like be taken to safety. He stopped and he told the security they need to go over there. And it was even said that when he got to the after party and he found out what happened at his festival, he did leave the after party straight away. He actually didn't know what was going on in the festival. And I think everyone kind of has to look at all sides of something before they instantly go guns blazing at one person. I think Travis Scott was to blame. I think his crew was to blame. But I don't think all the blame should be just on them and nobody else. I think even as the audience, as people, and humanity, I felt like humanity was lost in this situation. So many people could see all these people dying around them, yet they carried on just being Travis Scott fans and dancing, and people were actually going to the cameramen and getting told to shut up. I feel like in this situation, almost everyone had a part to play in it. And you can go talking about how it's only Travis Scott or it's only the crew. Yeah, they were to blame. I think if this was organised so much better, it would have been a completely different outcome. Just like how the fact that this is the worst festival in US history, because every other festival, every other place has been organised so much better than this. People have been told that guys were drugging people and putting needles into people in these concerts, which TMZ actually mentioned itself that some people were getting spiked and drugged, which was also a cause of their hearts to stop and them passing out. But in that situation, it wasn't just about the needles. Again, it was the overcrowding. People might have been getting drugged, but they were also completely getting squished. They were getting surrounded and they couldn't breathe. Festivals like Leeds Fest and Glastonbury, people do drugs all the time. It's not a secret, but not that many people die in that way like they did in the Astroworld festival. Starting with Travis Scott, I think that it's a bit strange that he couldn't hear everybody shouting. Yeah, you are at the top and you've got your earphones in and you might mistake all the sound as being just like cheering and shouting.
They're yelling, "Stop the show," chant. People were chanting, "Help, stop the show." And that's when I was like, dude. And then he stopped for a second and he said, "What?" And then he looked over on one side. He told them, like, "Hey, get her up, get her up."
Videos on social media happened next. The concert continued until it became more evident that hundreds of people were in physical danger. Some of those viral videos even show first responders struggling to reach people hurt.
I'm sure if everybody's saying the same thing over and over again, you must be able to hear it from somewhere. If we put that aside and we just think, okay, maybe he just thought it was all cheering and it was all just noise, he wouldn't have known any better. There's so many situations. He saw police cars coming into the crowd. Obviously, they're coming into the crowd for a reason. Yet, he was constantly hyping people up more. He didn't stop. He didn't ask to find out what was going on. Why were the police there? He just carried on. When he saw that boy faint and he called security over, it was a good thing that he called security over. But why didn't he stop there and have a look around more and think, okay, if he's fainting and that person fainted over there, surely there's more to it. There was a footage of some person taking his shoe and he stopped the whole concert to shout at this person taking his shoe.
Come here, bitch. Get that mother. You tried to take my shoe? You want to be a thief? Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Fuck him up.
This isn't the first time Travis Scott has done something wrong in his concerts. He's been sued so many times and arrested so many times for doing dangerous stuff and putting people in risk. So this is not the first time this has happened. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly how dangerous this was. So yeah, he's got a huge part to blame in this situation. A huge part. Going on to now his crew, they should have organised this so much better. Of course, Travis Scott hasn't organised this whole festival by himself. The crew has been organising this festival. And if they were professional with this, they would have organised where it was going to be properly, how many people were going to fit in, the security. It got shown on TikTok that the security weren't even checking the bags properly. They were just doing quick checks and off they went. And in a huge festival like this, there should be some top security. There should be more security. It looked like security actually quit on the job. That's how bad this crowd was. And that is all up to the artist and the crew. Yes, you can say that the audience is completely to blame because they shouldn't have been messing around and things like that. But who was hyping them up? Everyone, depending on who is talking to them, can act in different ways. If the same amount of people went to a different concert, would the same situation have happened? No, it was up to the artist to hype them up in a certain way and tell them what to do. And as the audience, we blindly followed. If Travis Scott told us to jump around and smash through the gate and come in, the audience would do that because they're such Travis Scott fans. They look up to this person, so they're going to listen to him. They trust him. They think if he's telling us to do it, it'll be safe to do so. Whereas in another situation with another artist, and the exact same amount of people went, it wouldn't be the same situation because we would act accordingly to where we are. I think seeing people fainting all around them and seeing bodies, yeah, loads of the audience were helping, but a lot of the audience weren't either. They were ignoring it, and that's disgusting to me. If you can see these people around you getting hurt and they can't breathe and they're getting squished to barriers and they're telling the cameramen to stop, how can you ignore that? I would not be able to ignore that. I'd be first sticking up for him. And yet, they were getting told to shut up. People were telling these people to shut up because they want to listen to the concert. That is crazy. The fact that we're blaming Travis Scott and we're blaming the crew, but there's people like that as well that are part of the problem. It's not just one person to blame in this situation. Honestly, when I was watching these TikToks, I felt sick to my stomach. I couldn't watch them. It seemed so wrong. The energy seemed so negative, and there's so many people having these conspiracy theories about a ritual and the devil and things like that, and it's quite far-fetched. It's quite hard to believe. People believe different things, but although I don't believe this was some sort of ritual, I do feel like it had a lot of negative energy surrounding it, and maybe that's just because people died and so many people got injured. But there was definitely a negative energy in that situation. Travis Scott, I felt like he knew exactly what he was doing. I felt like he just didn't care. He didn't seem to care about his audience. That shows why he is to blame in this situation, because he doesn't care about his fans like any other artist would. He was just there to perform. That was it. He didn't care about the safety of his fans. He didn't care about if they had a good time. He was just there to perform. People actually got sent to the hospital because they've become brain dead. They've gone into cardiac arrest. There were bodies floating around everywhere. And I think now Travis Scott is getting sued for it. But what do you guys think about the situation? Who do you blame? I think, like I said before, I don't blame a specific person or a single person. I blame everybody almost in that situation. Besides the people that genuinely just were there to have fun, and then their humanity kicked in and they saw these people and they wanted to help them rather than listen to this artist. I don't blame them. I blame everybody else that didn't want to hear it, honestly. But what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below.
I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time.